Tinubu gives each minister 1,200 bags of rice to distribute as palliatives. 1,200 bags of rice to distribute as palliatives, we should all guess, to people who cannot afford rice. But we know this is Nigeria. 99% chance have it that this 1,200 bags of rice will not reach the right people. A bag of rice is almost 100,000 naira today, so this is close to 120 million. There is 99% chance that this 120 million will be pocketed because it's going to be resold. The rice will not get to the people that need the rice, people who cannot afford a cup of rice. These 1,200 bags of rice will be sold to people who can pay. I'm not saying it will not get to them, but there's a high chance it will not get to most people who need this rice. I could be wrong. So you can see in this country the way corruption spreads. Corruption spreads around like benzene ring. The police officer who collects bribes from people fails to realize that one day his wife will get pregnant, and he would want a medical doctor not to be corrupt in dealing with his wife. A corrupt medical doctor will want an immigration officer not to be corrupt when he wants to travel out. A corrupt immigration officer will want due process to be taken when his child is to be admitted in university. When his child tries and his child is not given the course of choice, he will be forced to do one bribery or the other. And you see, a corrupt lecturer will want to go to the market and expect things to be done the right way. Corruption is moving around in Nigeria like a benzene ring. So that is why anywhere you are in Nigeria, you need to learn to start showing anti-corruption activities. You cannot be pointing accusing fingers at politicians when you yourself in default mindset you're expecting politicians to be corrupt. When an average person becomes a senator or member House of Reps in Nigeria, by default people in his local government are expecting him to share money. And when he doesn't share money, they begin to see him as a wrong person. For you to be expecting politicians to be sharing money, such already means that you're expecting him to be corrupt. So you yourself will still be the one to be accusing politicians of being corrupt. Before an average Nigerian politician gets position, he would have spent hundreds of millions, if not billions. Why can't somebody just come out and then talk on radio and then buy a ticket and then win election because he has good policies? No, he has to share money. So you can see corruption in Nigeria goes round. It goes round. Value system in Nigeria is dead. It has been really battered and beaten. Why do you expect people not to be corrupt when the system have pushed a lot of people? There are some people, it takes the fear of God, determination for them not to be corrupt. We have a society where people who earn what I would call decent living wage. Young man, you see a young man is a vulcanizer, he's making some money. He approaches an average Nigerian girl, and he's being humiliated because he's a vulcanizer. He's being humiliated because he's a barber. He's being humiliated because he's a mechanic, generator mechanic. He's being humiliated because he's an electrician. You hear talks like, if you are broke, you shouldn't approach a woman. Those young men begin to get resentment and then begin to jump into fast ways of making money, and society becomes more corrupt. And the same society turns around to attack these same people, whereas the same society is fueling the ground for corruption. A young man goes and makes illegal money and is being given chieftaincy titles. Society spread his pictures of his affluence online. He doesn't really have a very clear-cut means of income, but society will just be distributing, sharing his pictures. And you see young men or young ladies who are busy doing legit money, legit hard work, are tempted to stop what they are doing and moving. So corruption in Nigeria is a benzene ring. It's top down. It's not just the politicians. It's in check most sectors. You see corruption in Nigeria, or not most sectors. You see in many sectors you see corruption in Nigeria. So we need to know that we need to start doing something for wherever we are and start pushing this corruption out. So this is the point I have to make for today in one of the first series in a subtitle of series called Benzene Ring. Thank you.